changes, then your tastes will change.
Well, exactly, and even check all the chemicals, especially all the MSG and aspartame that people, consume these days. These are things also that change, and even processed food, they change your the sensitivity of your taste buds, meaning that you, when you go over to like raw foods and eat a lot of fresh vegetables and fruits and things, people have the sense at the beginning when they do that they might not even taste it because they have been on such a awful food to begin with from the day one basically. So when they go over to this, it's like they don't fulfill that sensational need that they still have, and they expect something else from the food. I mean, there's so many things there. Yeah,
I like what you said, sensational need. That's a nice phrase, sensational need. That we feel a need. By feeling a need with your body is not a plan and a diet. You plan to go to the store and you plan to eat this and you plan to eat that. What I do is I feel the food right in front of me, and then it tells me how much to have. It isn't like I plan everything. You're just more spontaneous with what you're sensing at the moment. And I just saw a cat run by. And we got cats around here. I got possums in the tree and raccoons in the tree.
Really?
They come by and they walk on top of the tree house.
Okay, that's nice.
So it is a daily experiment. And if it's being more in the present and less planning, because the all-planned life is not a fun way to live. It's living in the future, in your mind. It's too much in the mind. So I'm much more in my body and less in my mind. The more exercise, I do a lot of qigong, which is like yoga. It's Chinese yoga here in the treehouse, and I bicycle around. And I like to meditate in the sun. So meditation is a wonderful way to increase your awareness. And I discovered it in 1971. Meditating and doing yoga was very healing for. I used to get throat infections a lot because I was eating bad food and lying to myself a lot. And then I started standing on my head, and it healed it. It healed the throat infection. It was kind of an amazing thing. Oh my God, it's healed. No drugs. Just yoga.
Yeah.
Yoga is very healing if you do the right kind of yoga. And I'm not saying there is one right kind, because there's hundreds of different kinds of yoga. But there are lots of yoga. There's thousands of yoga exercises. And meditation is very easy. But if you're very hyperactive and stressed out, your body's tense or hard, Reich calls the really hard, tense bodies body armor.
Yeah.
And a lot of massage is designed to soften our body, to relax and soften, so you can be more flowing and balanced. You mentioned balance a few times. Right now, we're in October, which is the under the sign of Libra, and Libra is the sign of balance.
That's nice.
And I do eco-astrology. I'd love to talk with you about that sometime.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's a new field of astrology, which is based on nature and the patterns of nature, the air, fire, earth, and water, and how they circulate in the body. And I also combine it with Chinese astrology. So I don't use astrology to know the future. I use it to learn the now.
That's good.
My horoscope said that tomorrow I'm going to meet some money, or something like that. It's very. There's pop astrology, and then there's karmic astrology, and my field is called eco-astrology.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Yeah, definitely.
And it has to do with how energy flows in your body. And what you need. Like, are you emotional or are you more mental? I think you're more mental, actually.
Probably.
You don't seem like you're emotional.
Sometimes, but it's.
Really?
I try to get the balance, between the two.
Well, when's your birthday?
16th, July 16th.
July 16th. Okay, Cancer.
Yep.
Well, Cancer is a very sensitive sign. And you do seem like a sensitive person. And but cancer also likes to control their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you at all?
Yeah, I think so. That's probably it. I'm trying to think here. I guess I'm a bit, eclectic. I don't know if that's the right word, but they're always...
we're in a headspace right now. We're not in an emotional space.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, colonics. I want to finish with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, having good poops every day is important. And the average would be 1 poop a day. I mean, that's a good average.
Okay.
But then the kind of poops too, like the bigger your poops are, the more food you're wasting.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, let's say not absorbing.
Mm-hmm.
Because waste is always relative. But if you don't poop once a day or so, then you could be constipated, and constipation is considered one of the common causes of disease.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it also goes with junk food. See, so if you're emotionally uptight and you don't let go of emotions, laughing and crying and yelling and breathing, singing and dancing and playing. Playing is an emotion. Actually, I don't mean playing an instrument. I mean talking about playing, like woo, playing. It's an emotion because it's the energy moving. Emotion is energy in motion.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but most people, city people, have lost their passion. They go, well, I was playing the piano, or I was playing the music, and playing, somebody else was playing, I was listening to it. So there's this, in adults, we've lost our ability to play. So playing with kids is so much fun. Have you ever done that?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I agree, and I heard what you're saying, and you're right about the fact that it's a lot of emotional, it's clamped up and it's very nervous, and it's too little play, basically. That's right, exactly. One thing before we finish off here, I just want to run by you. Have you ever tried nettle and what do they call it? I think it's called rose hip. Is that the right word?
Yeah, rose hips.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those are wild herbs.
Yeah.
And nettle. The first time I got nettle was on my butt. I got stung.
Okay.
And it was kind of exciting.
Okay.
And whoa, that really stings.
Yeah.
But there's actually nettle herb healings, and I do nettle tea here.
Mm-hmm.
I have an herb tea blend that I make up. I collect it and I buy the